Toyota has nobody to blame for its present position in the EV race but itself. It had all the advantages it needed to form an unassailable lead, but squandered them, leaving new startups like Tesla to carry the day. However, the Japanese giant has woken from its slumber and is staging a comeback worthy of its status. The company has revealed an EV that shocks the whole car industry. How is Toyota finding its path back to the apex of EV making, and what new EV has the company revealed? Join us as we dive into the all-new EV announced by Toyota that shocks the entire car industry. The Prius was the world's first mass-produced hybrid car, years ahead of any competitors. The first model, a small sedan, was a classic Toyota perfect for commuting. Sales took off after a major redesign in 2004. The Prius's camback profile was instantly recognizable, and the car's combination of fuel economy and practicality was unparalleled. People snapped them up. Even celebrities seeking to burnish their eco-friendly bona fides were smitten with the vehicle. For instance, Leonardo DiCaprio appeared at the 2008 Oscars in one. As the Prius hybrid technology was refined over the years, it started appearing in other Toyota models, from the small Prius C to the three-row Highlander. The company's luxury brand Lexus even hybridized some of its cars and SUVs. Thanks to these earlier successes, Toyota remained a leader in eco-friendly vehicles. Its efficient cars and crossovers offset emissions from its larger trucks and SUVs, giving the company a fuel efficiency edge over some of its competition. By May 2012, Toyota had sold 4 million vehicles in the Prius family worldwide. However, things began to change a month barely after, when Tesla revealed the Model S. The car, which impressed the car industry, rapidly dethroned Toyota's hybrid as the leader in green transportation. The new car proved that long-range EVs, while expensive, could be both practical and desirable. Battery advancements promised to slash prices and eventually bring EVs to price parity with gas-powered vehicles. Toyota's biggest mistake was misunderstanding what Tesla represented. Toyota did invest in Tesla, but it saw the startup not as a threat, but rather as a bit player that could help Toyota meet its EV mandates. In some ways, that view was justified. For the most part, the two didn't compete in the same segments, and Toyota's worldwide volume dwarfed that of the small US manufacturer. Besides, hybrids were just a stopgap until Toyota's hydrogen fuel cells were ready. At that point, the company thought hydrogen vehicles' long range and quick refueling would make EVs obsolete, its next biggest mistake. Toyota somehow managed to fail to pick up on the subtle shift occurring. Hybrids were a bridge to cleaner fuels, but Toyota was overestimating the length of that bridge. Just as BlackBerry dismissed the iPhone, Toyota dismissed Tesla and EVs. BlackBerry thought the world needed physical keyboards for many more years. Toyota thought the world would need gasoline for several more decades. Both were wrong. Toyota now finds itself in an uncomfortable position by tethering itself to hybrids and betting its future on hydrogen. Governments worldwide are moving to ban fossil fuel vehicles of any kind, and they are doing so far sooner than Toyota anticipated. With EV prices dropping and charging infrastructure expanding, fuel cell cars are unlikely to be ready in time. Toyota's hydrogen fuel cell effort has not got it anywhere. Sales of its fuel cell vehicles haven't lit the world on fire. The Mirai, for instance, continues to be a slow seller, even when bundled with thousands of dollars worth of hydrogen. However, Toyota is gradually waking up from its self-induced EV slumber. Everybody now knows EVs are the future, and now is the best time to get into the game, or they could miss the boat entirely. Toyota, however, still has a massive advantage. As one of the biggest car makers by volume, the company has the deep pockets, sales, and technical expertise to become a force in EVs. Toyota, for instance, has numerous patents in battery technology thanks to its many years of producing hybrids. It is also one of the leading companies researching solid-state batteries. In fact, Toyota may be the first company to sell an electric car with a solid-state battery. Like another legacy automaker, Toyota has announced how it plans to shift to an electric lineup. The company will invest 4 trillion yen or $35 billion to build a full lineup of 30 battery-powered electric vehicles by 2030. The aim is to increase global sales of battery electric vehicles by 3.5 million units a year by the end of the decade, according to CEO Akio Toyoda. Toyota will increase new investments into battery technologies from 500 billion yen, or $4.4 billion, to 2 trillion yen. It will be part of Toyota's broader 4 trillion yen investment into battery electric vehicles and would include both capital expenditure as well as research and development. For its luxury brand Lexus, Toyota aims to have battery electric vehicles account for 100% of vehicle sales in Europe, North America, and China by 2030 and globally by 2035. Toyota has a whole new brand to pursue its EV ambitions, BZ or Beyond Zero. The name is to signify the company's pledge to leave emission-producing vehicles behind. The first car in the series, the BZ4X, shows Toyota is serious with this new direction it is towing. The 4X places it as a compact SUV in the carmaker's lineup alongside the Toyota RAV4. The BZ4X sits on a bespoke electric vehicle platform called eTNGA, developed with Subaru. The platform will appear in the Subaru Solterra electric SUV too. Toyota says this new layout gives it a spacious and open interior and rear legroom comparable to the Lexus LX luxury saloon. Two versions are offered from launch. The front-wheel drive single-motor entry-level car promises a provisional WLTP range of more than 280 miles, while the twin-motor four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive model should manage more than 255 miles. The Toyota BZ4X has a relatively low roofline for an SUV, but the interior still feels open and airy thanks to a slim and hollowed-out center console and a low-set window line. This, combined with an 8-way electrically adjustable seat, which is standard on Motion models and up, that sits you reasonably high up, contributes to good visibility ahead and on the sides. Rear visibility is restricted due to the chunky rear pillars, but that is no issue as all models get a reversing camera as standard. Range-topping vision models add rear parking sensors and remote-controlled parking assist feature. The instrument panel is set high up on the dashboard, and the steering wheel placement is low, very reminiscent of Peugeot's iCockpit layout. Toyota obviously designed the BZ4X layout with a yoke steering wheel in mind, because the top of the regular steering wheel can cut off the lower part of the dials when set in certain positions. Steer-by-wire means your steering wheel, or in this case the yoke, is not mechanically connected to the front tires. Instead, the car uses software to determine how much the tire turns when you move the yoke. Both the yoke and steer-by-wire have their advantages, although some drivers may not like them. Toyota offers a cinematic infotainment experience in higher-spec cars with a 12 inches landscape-oriented screen. The entry-level cars will get an 8 inches unit. Wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay smartphone mirroring are included with the larger screen, unlike Tesla cars. The screen also shows EV-specific features like driving range, driving support, and charging station details. The Toyota BZ4X shares similar proportions to the Toyota RAV4 SUV, so you can expect plenty of space up front even if you opt for the optional panoramic roof. This comes as standard on Premier Edition models. A few storage options include decent-sized door bins, a cubby under the front armrest, a closed cubby behind the gear selector for your mobile phone, and a hollowed-out area of the center console containing two USB-C connectors and a 12-volt socket. The rear legroom is the best in class. Thanks to the BZ4X's unusually long wheelbase, you'll have loads of space ahead of your knees even when a tall person is riding in front. Headroom isn't quite as exceptional with the optional panoramic roof fitted, but most people not over 6 feet will not have any complaints. The flat floor and wide interior mean that it's not too much of a squeeze for 3 adults sitting across the rear bench. This is a family car, so cargo space is important. With the rear seats in place, the BZ4X offers 452 liters of boot space. The BZ4X's maximum charging speed of 150 kilowatts is faster than you get with a range-topping ENIAC or ID4. If you can find a fast charger, an 80% top-up should take less than 30 minutes. You get plenty of safety technology, including automatic emergency braking, lane-keeping assistance, a front cross-traffic alert to warn of vehicles approaching from either side as you reverse, and a safe exit assist system. Let's hear what you think of the Toyota BZ4X in the comments section below.